Hey my friends, welcome back to a new video. I have a special message for you. Today I wrote something down and it can be relatable for many people who are dealing with it. And like, if not now, you did in the past. It happened to you. It happened for all of us. And I wrote it down. I make these messages like every single day on my Instagram page, short messages. And then usually when I start writing it down, like it's like a creative flow opens for you. And then I also make a video about it. Sometimes it works like that, sometimes not. But usually when I write it down, if it's really interesting, I share it with you also here. So this message today was really interesting to me because it goes like that. When you work on some positive changes in your life, some people will start saying to you what's wrong with you and why you're doing all of that. Some will even say that you're going out of your mind. Remind yourself that we are living in a society where being sick is normal, while living a healthy lifestyle is unusual and often judged. It's all about a change, but during this change, focus on those who celebrate your transformation and shine for those who need it the most. So when I said being sick is normal, we are living in a society where, and I don't mean in any harmful way, like when we're dealing with any health situations, of course we need to find a healthy solution for that. But we are living in a society where unhealthy habits are promoted, and people are making jokes out of that. When somebody is speaking out the truth or honesty or vulnerability, people are making jokes and memes out of that. But then when you start to make some positive changes in your life and you change some of your habits and you start maybe reading books that can uplift you and you start hanging with other people, the same people may come to you and say like, what are you doing? Are you losing your mind? Why are you making these changes? And then for many people it's frustrating because like, why all these people are pulling me down? And often people don't know what to do with that. Like, should I let go of those people? Should I just ignore them? Should I like keep up with my work and see if I can change them? And sometimes we try to change them. We try to like force them to know what we know, right? And it is hard for many of us often. And that's something we've been talking yesterday about. Many people will not decide to move through what you're moving through, because every single individual decides to walk their own path, right? And sometimes decision may be unconscious, subconscious, or soul conscious. Like, sometimes on a soul level, we need certain experiences that on intellectual level we can't comprehend. So something I've recognized in my life is that the best thing I can do is to get in peace with understanding that if somebody don't want to make positive changes in his or her life, it's just his or her decision and I can't do anything about it. The best thing I can do is to demonstrate what I feel to be right and be an example of that. And for those who will find it as an inspiration, they will maybe come to me, or they will just try what I'm doing for themselves, and maybe something may uplift in their lives. If not, everybody can just move on and find a way that resonates with them. Because it helps us to stop wasting our focus, our energy, and our frustrations with the things that are out of our control. Because there's our path, right? There's our path in front of us. And if we focus on what's important to us, we will notice that there's always a potential for improvement. There's always a potential for growth, for expansion, right? When it comes to your personal life, in front of you is a path of expansion. of growth, of evolution. And as long as we are growing, we are wealthening up, if that's the word, or reaching up our lives. We're getting richer with life. And as we're getting richer with life, we are what would be the best word? We are kind of raising the value of our life's experiences. And as our value of our life's experiences expands, we have more values to share, right? We have more valuable resources, experiences, and knowledge to share with others. And when we start sharing more valuable resources, information, knowledge, experiences with others, more whatever we consider as value comes back to us. And that's the flow of abundance, right? Because often when we're talking about the flow of abundance, like how to attract abundance to you, often people struggle with finances, because what we don't understand about finances, like money in our understanding has a deep connection with freedom and abundance. Like more money you have, more abundant you feel. Less money you have, less freedom you feel, less abundant you feel. It doesn't mean that money is a symbol of abundance, but in our understanding, it often is. That's why when we start sharing more valuable information, or more valuable insights or experiences or whatever helped us to expand our understanding of any situation in life that was a struggle in the past, we've expanded a degree of practical understanding in that area, and that practical understanding can be helpful for somebody who's dealing with that similar situation. And if we are able to creatively package this understanding in a way that we can offer it to somebody, we can exchange it for whatever we need as a valuable resource. In case if you need money, you will find a way to make money with it. Like selling a product that changed your life. You package it, you put it on the market, you offer it to people, not because you want to gain money with it, but because you know it has real value. And because people notice that value, people want to give you in return what you call as something valuable, which is money in that case. And that is a big understanding and also misunderstanding when it comes to abundance, because we only focus on what we want to receive, but we are not focusing on our growth that can help us to give more, right? And the thing is that as we're evolving and growing and moving into the direction which is deeply connected to a deeper or greater connection between individual minds, like individual people, we see it in society as new communities are growing. Like we see, for example, this community of AttractPassion, it started growing. We see other communities. We see communities in cities, in villages, and all around the world. Those communities are growing because same-minded people who can exchange valuable things and valuable information are coming together, because we've noticed that this is the solution, coming together and connecting our minds, exchanging our values and setting intentions for our future wanting outcomes, how we see society to grow in the future, right? So we see it all starts with our personal transformation, so we can offer those who are in need what we've learned during our phases of transformation, which means that you don't need to be perfect or you don't need to be on the finish line so we can offer someone something valuable. And that is important because the old concept of building abundance in our life, or making our lives richer with experiences, and of course also other resources that can enrich our lives. The old concept of that was to just sell something. Doesn't matter the quality of what you're selling. Just take care of the marketing and put it out. Better the marketing, more money you will make, but doesn't matter the quality of the product. It was the old concept, right? We see it as something destructive because in the food industry, for example, we look at the food that has the biggest marketing. It's usually something that is not even a food at all. Like there's no nutrition in it and nothing. So we see that pattern of the old concept of like we could call fake abundance, because it makes you richer with money, but makes you poorer, is that a word, or more poor with life. Because you may notice that maybe you're making or creating bigger harm than good in society. And because of that, I think when you start making shifts in society, you're going against the program of collective. And that's why most people may see you as like, what are you doing? Like, why are you making these changes? You see, most people are not doing that. So you're going out of normal, out of ordinary, and that's weird. That's unusual. And you should be judged. That's what is happening when we go out of that program. But what you're doing, you're going into that new program that is kind of designed by your heart, by your deep feeling of what's right, what's necessary, what's needed, right? You just feel when somebody would ask you, why have you started working on these changes? You would say, because I felt that it's necessary for me and for people around me. I don't want to say to people what they should do. I want to show them what I did and what worked for me, with a great hope and faith that somebody may be inspired by my actions, right? You're living by an example. That's why you're working on yourself, working on shaping your character, working on crystallizing your soul so you can creatively express what's within you, like an inner fire that needs to be expressed, right? I speak it in a language of an artist because to me the easiest way to express myself is to put a painting on the canvas and to creatively think about a story that could be related to what I've painted, and at the same time could be helpful and practical when it comes to our personal lives, because we all have different and unique experiences in life, but at the same time we're dealing with same emotions. So it doesn't matter your life situation, you're dealing with same emotions as everybody else. And because we are all so unique and we all have those unique stories of life, but dealing with same emotions, we find unique ways to sometimes to heal some emotional wounds, sometimes to overcome some emotional patterns, and sometimes to just deal with, like, for example, anxiety and fears and disbelief and so on. So each of us may find a unique way when it comes to overcoming our limiting beliefs and lack of hope and lack of faith and lack of trust into the process that as we start working on ourselves, we also start working on a universal connection with everything, and that connection helps us to find ideas that can enrich our life's experiences in all possible ways, because the universe is abundant with flow, with stream of energy. And as we learn to tap into that stream of energy, we learn to tap into the field of information that is necessary right? And when we tap into the field of information that is necessary right now in this time, in this dimension, we can bring here something that may be really valuable. And as we do that, we open a new stream of value, of abundant flow, of energy that can manifest in our lives as a greater level or degree of abundance. So don't focus, like I say, don't focus on those who are pulling you down, on those who are saying to you that you're doing something wrong. You are doing something weird in the eyes of others, but you're doing something right in the feeling of your heart. And that's what counts, and that's what's important, because to change something means that you pave a new way, right? And paving a new way was never easy, because we firstly need to find a direction, right? Then we need to make a plan so we can decide where we'll start, where that path will go, where that track will go, where there may be potential challenges and roadblocks. What are the solutions and tools for overcoming this roadblock? So we are learning and expanding in all different areas, because we don't know where the roadblocks will appear. But that's what makes also this journey so interesting, because it's a mystery. If we would already know everything, what's the point then, right? If we would know already what will happen, what's the point then? Everything would be boring, right? And if you get into a childlike curiosity, you would look on that path like, I'm looking forward to what will happen. That's why kids are so easily entertained, because everything is so interesting, and we need to learn to tap back into that childlike curiosity and childlike creativity, so we can find tools that are already in access to us as potential tools for creating what we want to see in our lives. Like if you have an access to your phone and social media, and you have your incredible creative mind, you could use that platform to create something helpful or something destructive or something that can be used just as an entertainment. It's always a choice, and choice needs to be picked by our wisdom. So I just wanted to make this video as a message, like a part 2 message to yesterday's video, because there's I think the biggest challenge for many of us is when we are kind of upgrading relationships in our lives, because relationships are those deep connections that are more than just us, right? There's me, and then there are people that are like expanding this experience of myself, and then there are lives of those other people, stories of other people, and that's what makes life interesting, the connection with others, and then seeing growth in others, seeing pain in others, and exchanging the values and reasons and ideas and compassionate thoughts, and sometimes whatever insights that can make this relationships that we have really beautiful and deep. So sometimes we just need to let go of some people who didn't decide to walk that same path with us. Because sometimes we meet somebody who can navigate us to a certain level of our lives, but at some point we notice, okay, we've outgrown this relationship. So how much is still healthy for both of us until it becomes toxic, right? And for that we need a great level of self-awareness and social awareness to know how much is enough until it becomes toxic. So stay aware with that. And like I said yesterday, don't try to change them. You can learn from anyone. You can learn from anyone. But you need to notice what is not in alignment with your core values and how much you're aware of your core values when it comes to your personal life, your social life, your growth, and in whom you're evolving, in what kind of version of yourself you're evolving. And when it comes to any kind of a hobby or business or thing or whatever you're working on, do you have people around you that support you in those areas? Because if you don't have people, it will be much easier for you to stop working on it than to feel motivated to keep up. So make sure that you have people around you that are celebrating your success. If you don't have people around you, like I remember myself in the past, I at certain point I had maybe one person or two people that celebrated my goals that I had, that supported me for reaching my goals. But all other people were not so supportive. So I found great support in books, in finding authors, finding people who decided in their lives to do something that I'm working on, to see them as examples that it's possible. So it's important to find inspiration somewhere at the times when it's the hardest for us. But eventually you will need to build a circle of people that are celebrating you for who you are and for what you are working on to become. So my friends, this is it for now. I'm sending you all lots of love, blessings, and power. I hope you found something valuable here, and till next time, stay beautiful, stay creative. Thanks to all of you for supporting my art in my Etsy shop, I Draw My Passion. We are running some fresh new sales, so go and check it out. And till next time, one love.